Now, the minute all this information started trickling in about the ambush in Yumbis, a lot of questions were coming in, and there were concerns about the real numbers of were there casualties, how many people have been injured, what exactly is going on. And here is the thing, different government officers started giving sort of quote-unquote conflicting information about this. Edith Kimani now has a special focus on the record, and she looks at the comedy of errors with focus on the attack in Yumbis yesterday evening. Take a look.
When an emergency occurs, the need to communicate is essential. And in the case of the Yumbis emergency today, communication was, as has been witnessed before in Kenya, the first casualty. The first official communication after the Yumbis ambush came from the police service. George Kinoti, that's a police spokesperson, confirmed the incident, saying there had indeed been an ambush in Yumbis and that it involved police officers. Now, the spokesperson who communicated, by the way, this was only after the Standard team had called him, then went on to confirm that 13 officers were missing and another 2 were wounded. By mid-morning, the country was still waiting for official word from any security or even government official. And it was not until 11:30 that word finally came, but in form of a tweet. I mourn and pray with the family and friends of the police officers who lost their lives in Yumbis. They died protecting us. I salute them. That message was sent out from the official President's Strategic Communication Unit, officially recognized as representative of the presidency, if not the president himself. Right about the same time, KTN managed to speak with one of the senior county commanders, Rashid Abdullahi, who had this to say.
We lost 1 officer, 2 injured, and Al-Shabaab, we have injured several of them, and by a man and a gun wound.
Now, shortly after that, the Interior Ministry issued a statement with a new version of events. No police officers confirmed dead from the Yumbis attack. 1 officer who is injured has been airlifted to Nairobi for further treatment. Then, the National Police Service sent a statement that was careful to avoid any mention of deaths and or missing persons. By this time, Dennis Itumbi, who is a Senior Director Digital and presumably tweets on behalf of the Strategic Communication Unit, issued an apology. I posted a wrong tweet on Yumbis. It was purely based on media reports. Interior KE confirmed reports were wrong. I deleted and apologized. Now, it was not until late afternoon that the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Interior, Joseph Nkaiseri, finally spoke out, and he was not very pleased.
What is the situation in Garisa?
What do you know yourself? What have you been telling Kenyan?
We've not told Kenya.
Tell me exactly what you've been telling Kenyan. The truth is that there was only a landmine which blew a lorry. One officer was injured, the hand was injured, and we sent reinforcement. There was an ambush. There was nobody who was killed.
The comedy of errors that unfolded with the crisis communication can be blamed on anyone, but the consequence is severe. As confusion raged on in Kenya over who was responsible and whether there were in fact any fatalities, the Al-Shabaab, through their spokesperson, took advantage of that confused space to advance their own narrative, the result of which was this. Unfortunately for Kenya, these scenes have become familiar. Remember this?
Smoke you are seeing from the building is as a result of the terrorists setting some mattress on fire.
The inconsistencies live on in the IG's office. 4 days ago, reports emerged that a village in Yumbis was being harassed by the Al-Shabaab. In responding to the incident, the Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boynet, described Yumbis as a village in Ijara. Yumbis is in Fafa constituency, kilometers away from Ijara, a separate constituency. A local leader from Fafi told us that the village where the harassment was happening was called Kwasalo ad Tumtshi. To err is certainly human, but when government representatives give conflicting information during a time of crisis, then the dent is not only on their trust as individuals, but the organizations they represent. Edith Kimani for KTN.